everybody, welcome here to the Edge of Tech. I am joined by my friends over at Creality. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. How are you? Yeah,
we're doing great. And also we got Garret from 3D Print Farm.
Hey guys.
So Ben, who's with you tonight?
It's our very beautiful lady here, Adela. I think you all check the latest live. You see her often. Yeah.
Yes, I am doing the Creality live show during this time, and I guess most people know the assembly competition on the industry and the industry week too that I did with Wendy. Yes.
Nice. Well, welcome to this channel, and I know we haven't met in person until right now before the stream, but definitely welcome. We love to have you here, and we're gonna have a little fun tonight. So after the show Monday, Ben reached out and said, "Hey, I love Garret. Can we get Garret on the channel? Let's do a stream this week." And I said, "Why not? Let's do 2 streams with Garret this week. I love Garret too." So, we're here on a Friday night, and we have some great people in the chat already. I know we're talking. Southern Rebel. Let's see. No, I lied. Victor, you were asking me about a TH3D firmware. I just downloaded the latest one on another computer over here, and I'm looking as we talk just to make sure nothing changed for you. So hang with me, and I'll get an answer on that. But yeah, throw your questions out if you have any questions. If you want to talk general 3D printing, if you want to talk lasers, we talked a lot about lasers on Monday night with Garret on Hot Mix, and if you want to talk about, it looks like the CR6 SE right by you guys, right?
Yes,
nice.
That is the CR6 SE.
That's going to be a really nice printer. I know a lot of people have that pre-ordered, and you guys had a very successful pre-order or Kickstarter. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't know if I'm not seeing. I don't think I'm seeing the comments from if there is anyone in Facebook yet. So if you see anything in Facebook that I'm missing, just let me know, Ben. I'm Facebook.
Yeah.
I think we're actually streaming. We are streaming on the Creality official site too. So in the group. So hey everybody. So what have you guys been up to at Creality? We'll start with you guys.
Oh, I think Adela will just share a little bit more latest news of the company, or
sure. Whatever you want.
Oh yes. Actually, we just finished the Kickstarter campaign on June 5th. You know that, and we got the success of the Kickstarter campaign. And recently, we are just preparing for the shipment and the mass production of the CR6 SE. And after that, we are focusing on the core X-Well 3D printer, the Ender 6.
Nice. And
yes.
So you're shifting over to production and getting that ready. Do you guys have an estimated timeline when you're going to deliver?
About the CR6 SE?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Actually, according to our company's arrangement, we are going to start the shipment in August. If we can got enough mass production, we may start the shipment in the late of the July. Yeah, so that nice. We can let people to receive their dream for CR6 SE as soon as possible.
Nice. Well, and at the same time, you guys are working on the Ender 3 V2, right? So nice. And that's going to be coming out similar timeline?
Yes, but we are trying our best to arrange that, because you know that the Ender 3 V2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Ender 3 V2. Okay, this is my question.
That's okay. He was reading.
I think we ship few bench out, but it's very, I think whether our direct store or the reseller, they have maybe each have less than 500 or maybe 300. So they quickly sell. But we should have big bench on the way. It should be end of this month. I think most reseller people will have that industry later. So if you're interested, you could take a look. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing with one. One of my best videos is the Ender 3 build that we did about a year ago, a little over a year ago for you guys. And I love my Ender 3s. We have 2 of them. I love my Ender 5s a little more now because we were talking about it before the stream. But yeah, Garrett, what have you been up to?
Oh, just been doing a lot of different things. I just put out a video today on using clear resin and using alcohol inks, and that's doing real well right now. So I've had a lot of questions about using alcohol inks with the clear resin prints. And
yeah, I saw that pop in my feed, and I was I'm working a project, so I watched it in the background. That was a good video. Yeah, you're right. It's doing great today.
Yeah, not too bad. So yeah, that's kind of some of the things I've got. I've got some things on the bench that are coming up. So pretty excited about those as well. So yeah, the fun never ends, right?
You're right. It doesn't. Well, and the title got me off the top of my head. I can't remember what it was like. It was like something in 5 minutes or something.
Perfect
like
prints
that.
in 5 minutes.
That's what it was. Perfect prints
It's
in
not
5
clickbait.
minutes.
It's not clickbait, Jim.
I just love the title, and Greg in the chat says he needs to dust off his. He's got some. I think he said he has dust on his printer. Let's see. Let's see. Kickstarter lost it again. I'm trying to find that now. I lost that. Oh, he goes, I want to see that. I need to dust off my resin printer. So if you guys haven't checked out Garrett's channel, it's 3D Print Farm, like it says under him that you see. It should be linked in the description of this video as well. So go check that out. Great video. Anything you need to do about resin printing and more. What we talked about Monday on the Hot Make show was lasers, a lot about lasers, right? And before the show, I was talking to Ben a little bit, and he was talking about a laser. So now I'm really excited because I'm like this close to buying a laser after we played, and then I started looking like which one's the best one. What should I buy for, say, $300 or less? You know.
Yep.
So, but there's a lot of great people in the chat. I know I'm not firing back to everybody, but thank you guys for coming, and hi everybody. I haven't hit hi at everybody yet, but. I don't know. Hey Ben, I'm not sure if you guys were able to watch on Monday. I thought I saw you in the channel, but I'm not sure. Do you have the Hulk with you, Garrett?
Or
is it too far away?
I can go get it.
Well, if it's fine if you don't.
No,
I threw you
I
on
don't
the
have it.
spot
I don't
there.
have it on my desk, but it's in the other room. I can get it.
Oh, that's okay. That is just amazing, and I just love those. And I know people watching. If you didn't see Monday's Hot Makes show, go back to Monday on my channel. Check out Hot Makes. Garrett showed us a bunch of the tiles that he did recently. He did a video on how to make these really awesome tiles, and he showed us a bunch on Monday. So no spoiler alerts, but there's videos coming, right? Oh man, we got some great people in the chat too. Let's see, people asking about the the CR6 SE survey. Did anyone else receive it? Some people are saying wait until I can buy some more IPA before I can get my resin printer going. Let's see. Marcus Adams. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I thought you guys said something. I'm sorry. So, yeah, someone said something about the CR6 SE survey. Did anyone else receive that? Is that something you guys sent out, Ben, or you're going to soon?
Yeah, actually, we are working on the survey in recent 2 days, and our survey sent it on June 12th. In order to make everybody receive that, we are going to send the survey. We already sent the survey for once, and in order to make sure that everybody received that, we are going to send it again, so we can do that. And if the backers have any questions about the Kickstarter campaign, they can send us messages and leave the comments on the Kickstarter page. We'll get in touch with them.
Cool. Perfect.
Yes.
And it looks like we do have some good questions coming. Tripods Grass says, love lasers. Did I order my K40 yet? I have not. I should though. I literally was looking at. I mean, you can pick up a K40 for what, $350 or something.
$350. I have one sitting in
Oh,
the other room.
come
It's sitting
on.
in the other room. I know.
I'll be
You
over
know.
in 10 minutes. Give me,
Yeah, come on over. Come on over.
Nice. Hey Ben, we were talking a little about lasers. You guys have a laser out, right?
Yeah, we actually it's a kit, so we already have that in a 12 volt. Since I think lately most of our printers is 24 volts, so this latest laser kit is compatible. I will share it out. So it's compatible for most of our latest printers like Enter series or the CR series, because the old version 12 volt is for the CR10 series, which yes, I think maybe you already play with it, but anyways, it's a small kit. If you are all interested, you could take a look at it. I think you guys, except the 3D printing, also like CNC and laser engraving. So just say any upgrades you may want to play later. You can check out this little kit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun, and I'm not sure what all goes in. I didn't dive into it yet to see what all goes into making it work. But if I could take my Ender 3 or my Ender 5 or whatever, and then add a laser to it, and it works consistently and reliably and safely. Safely is an important one, right?
Yes.
Then I would love to make stuff like Garret makes, because man, he makes some cool stuff. We did have some good questions here on. Sean Gould says, is it appropriate to review pre-production units such as Creality CR6 SE? In my opinion, Sean, I think it is. And then we can ask Garret too when we're done. But my opinion is, you always got to start somewhere. And I know Creality and other manufacturers, they'll send out pre-production. We'll call them early release models. Stuff that's not quite dialed in, but they're looking for feedback to make it better before they release it. And then if they allow us to actually show you the review, if we can actually show everybody. It gets everybody excited too, and then we can kind of gauge how the crowd, how you guys like the printer, and then Creality can say, man, we have a lot of feedback on this. This is going to be a really good printer. Or they can look at it and say, I don't think people like this one. Maybe we should. It's an Ender 4. Maybe we should not use this. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what happened with the Ender 4, right? It didn't really go anywhere. It didn't go as like it should. But that's my opinion. Garret, what do you think on pre-production units?
Yeah, and it's good that you brought that up, because I was just sent a pre-production unit of the Elegoo Saturn, which is the large format resin printer.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it is a pre-production unit, and it's the unit that I had a 2K screen versus the 4K screen that they're coming out with, and the USB ports on the front, not on the side. So yeah, there's a lot of differences, but what they're really wanting is to gauge, is this the right format? The Saturn is more of a mid-size resin printer. So it hits it somewhere between a Mars and a Phenom, so right. It's somewhere in between. So where the Phenoms and some of the frozen transforms are super expensive, they were looking at like a mid-market or mid-size resin printer. Is this going to be something that's going to be popular with people? And fortunately for them, it's going crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the pre-orders for those, but they sold out the first pre-orders, and then now they've got another tomorrow. Actually, they're going to sell another 2,000, trying to sell another 2,000 or 3,000 pre-orders. But again, the machine that I have, it's a beta unit, and I try to tell people that in the video that, I show off some of the models that's in the beta unit, but they're not going to look anything like the production unit. So again, it's just trying to get a gauge of what people like, and it's important for us to get feedback, and all of our subs to get feedback, and that helps the manufacturer, come out with a really good product that everybody likes.
Right. What about you guys at Creality? How do you feel about letting us play with pre-production models.
Yeah, I think I also I think what you said and also Garret said, I totally agree. And personally, and also on behalf of company, the usually is it's how you look at it. So when we're doing upgrade, also seeing the feedbacks that the first back to the feedbacks. Yeah, so yeah, we do want to first the feedback from the guys like you that are very professional, that for in this, even you are not doing like the job, but you played so much, you have like 10 even or that most, but 5 or 3, that's so many printers you print on, so you have a lot of experience as I think basic customers. You could also, because you are going deep, but you also could consider the basics. So we want to get the feedbacks, whether professional basic, but also that for the public, I think attract their eyes. Yes, we do have intention for that. So, but we also have no, I think, restrict for the YouTubers that we say you could not say this, you could say it out. But I think as a company, everyone wants to say you say some good things about us, but.
Right.
We not, I think, restrict on that. And I think all the YouTubers nowadays is very non-biased, so they will just express what they saw. So, but we are just grateful they could also just show it, because we also have some YouTubers. I think I will say here that they just how to say this? They denied our this. I think we want them, they deny us. I think it's a good thing, because they have their choice, they have their thoughts. That some people they think this is like you said, it's not a finished product. Right. So they want to provide the audience that a final product. I think this is reasonable. I totally agree that. But some people could check it and also show public and also show this is a bit over. But I think there's some problems, but also there's some promising stuff. So. Right. But we always balance this, but people have different opinion about this. We totally get it, but from total, I totally agree with every part. The people deny us, and people also willing to share this great new stuff. They have something you may not like, or you want us to improve. So,
right, yeah. Well, and you guys are really good about listening. I mean, the CR6 SE is a culmination of the Ender 3, which was highly successful, right? And all of the stuff that most of us put on the Ender 3. so all the stuff we like to upgrade, and we put it on after we bought it. You guys are saying, here you go. And this is everything. I mean, not almost everything. It's really that you guys would have done. We're going to do it up front for you. And as you were talking to me, and I can speak for myself only, the machines that you guys have sent me and the products, you've never, ever once said, that I couldn't speak my mind or anything like that. You guys said, be honest, put out your video and let people know what you think. And I really like that, because you guys you're not going to stop me from putting out the video if I didn't like something, but you're really good about that. You're saying, hey, look at this and tell us what you think. And I think that's a good thing.
Because usually there is a way that, I first back to the product itself, that we may say, oh, could you maybe not publish or ourselves delete? But I think that's not a way of solving problems. So because sometimes in our own groups, we not have big groups, but the ways we are trying, it's kind of going slow, but I think we are pushing. I think you could feel eventually, but it takes time. It's when you have it, we not constantly, because people said, you receive it, why you not not just implement it, but it takes so many process for the manufacturing, the production. Anyway, we take time, but we are trying to implement, because people, I think in this stage, we not like to say, like Jim saying, our good thing about us, but yes, when people I think people all could say that, I hear you, but when doing the real actions, I really that push for that little actions that company from my side, that from your guys, like the Ender 5 Plus, that from the very beginning, that about the many stuff. But anyway, that I think we also have our problems that sometimes we say we hear, but you will see a long time that no real response in the real product launch that you did still not showing that, but we are trying best to implement maybe next stage at maybe more a long time than you expected, but yeah.
Right. We did have a question from Marcus Adams. He says, I'd love to buy an Ender 3 V2, but the original polypropylene build sheet instead of glass. Will that be available?
Original.
So, sorry, I pulled it down. So what he was asking, I think, is he's wondering if the original build sheet from the Ender 3 could be used or available on the Ender 3 V2.
We still sell it separated, but if you like it, you may just buy separately later, and you just replace it. Yeah, but it depends on you, and what I don't know what Garret thinks, but it's really a personal experience, because people really for this plate stuff that people really have a really different mind for that. Some people use glass, some people use our plate or the original. They just every people have their great prints, but I just but we do sell it separately. Yeah, so.
Yeah, well, then the benefit of buying a separate one is then you have two beds.
Yeah.
Build surfaces, right?
I've still got my old Ender 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people love their Ender 2.
I know. I still love my Ender 2. And just like what Ben was saying earlier, what I really love about Creality is the fact that they're always improving, and they listen to their user base, and it's like you have so many people that are using the product and trying to say, hey, this is what needs to be improved, and they listen to their user base, and with the Ender 3 and everything. And I've got a CR10 that I'm still using, and I use a glass tile from Lowe's, a 12 by 12 glass tile. It's a mirror tile, and I love it. But other people like, they like the magnetic surfaces, or they just like the straight, like the polypropylene type surfaces as well. So it's kind of to each his own. But with those things, you use some binder clips, slap them on, and you can change about whatever you want.
I think I've kind of went to the magnetic textured PEI sheets now. I love the texture they leave, unless I need a smooth surface, but I love the texture they leave, and they're so fast to pull them off. I let them cool, pull them off, pop them off, flex them, and then keep going.
So you don't have to use a chisel.
Oh my God. Yes. Everybody's put a gouge in their bed by chiseling, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a rite of passage. So Dan over at DB3D says, when are we going to see a revamp to the Ender 5, the Ender 5 Pro, or the Ender 5 Plus? That's a good question for Creality. They're relatively new, but you never know, right?
Yeah. Since I'm not, as I said, not tech background, so I kind of not understand that question. Could you
he's asking when you're going to see like an upgrade, like the V2 on those models. Yeah.
Okay.
If we will, because you guys have an Ender 6 coming, which probably would take over the Ender 5, right?
Yeah, for Ender 5, but they have different feature, but I don't know if you feel the difference. Anyway, so because we have a lot of stuff coming out, but it could, I think, but Ender 5 is still a reliable printer, I think, but depends on your
very much.
Because Ender 6 is fast printing. I don't know if you do have that need for that print fast. Yeah.
I don't know. So someone also said the Ender 5 Plus Pro would be nice to save us some time, and we don't have to buy all the upgrades afterwards. I made I think I was the first one to do a video on the Ender 5 Plus Pro. I added the silent board from you guys that you sent me, and the Capricorn tubing and the metal extruder and the Meanwell power supply, and we made it a Ender 5 Plus Pro, right? You think they would ever add that stuff on from the factory, and or maybe how about an upgrade kit, like a standalone upgrade kit? Put your accessories together in like a bundle and sell them that way.
I think temporarily it should be a bundle, like I said, but we'll feedback to the company a little bit. Yeah, I really like this big printer, because for you all that whether resin printer or FDM printer, you always want big. So
yeah.
So anyway, I feedback to the company and see if we have that i Pro coming out, that because I don't know, price is already going to that. I think it's $500 or $600. Usually, I
Right.
think this is big money. So we will take serious and yes, to make this forward. Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, like you said, that this great upgrade.
Well, I
coming
think
out later.
if you look at my channel, not to plug my channel shamelessly, but I do have a link. I do have I want to say it's on Amazon. I have a Ender 5 Plus Pro in my store there that you find all the parts you need to make it that. But
Yeah, we will check later.
what's your biggest printer, Garrett?
The biggest printer I have is the CR10. That's the biggest printer I have. FDM
Nice.
printer. Yeah, the largest resin printer I have so far is the Saturn Beta unit.
I bet that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
We have this one, Jim. What do you think about the Ender, or what we got? I'm sorry, the CR6 Max as the first 3D printer. You know, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I haven't seen a lot about it except for a little bit that Creality has put out. If it is similar to the CR6 SE but bigger in size, I think it's going to be an awesome. It would be a great first printer. I mean, it's bigger, definitely bigger in size. If you're looking for a big size, because it's funny because 3D printers are like cell phones, right? They started really little, then they went really big, and now they're going smaller again. It's really weird, and it's kind of like Prusa came out with that mini, and everybody went crazy. And really, it's it's very similar to the Ender 2.
Mm-hmm.
And people love that. And I think people would buy the Ender 2 still if you guys had it.
Yeah. Yes. So
let's see. We got I like smooth PEI also. I have smooth as well, just in case I need that smooth background, or the smooth first layers. Let's see. The Ender 5s were pretty cool. Meanwhile, power supplies on the Ender 5 Plus. Yeah, actually, David Wilson, I don't know if you chatted before or not, but they just did that. I believe we were talking to Ben about that before the show here. I believe they're changing over to Meanwhile power supplies on the Ender 5 Plus. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, for our latest bench, we have Meanwhile power pre-built in, and so since for the I think better performance overall, but yeah, also there is I think it's great for the new customers that you always think that not think, but the real performance is reliable of the Meanwhile power, and also also for the customers already buying. I'm not 100% that if you buy now, you could what you buy will be Meanwhile power, because we have so many I think the resellers. Yes, they in stock some, but anyway, for both power supply, they all certified. So for old one, if you're still running, you continue running, and but if any issues happen with old ones, we could replace with the Meanwhile power. But other than that, I think both is certified, so we are confident for that. So even we have this I think upgrade, or what you're saying, because different people still saying this is another way for making this new not new one, but I think our changes. But anyway, if you really have issues, we come back us. But if you're still running great, I think here I would say we will not doing any replace for the all customers, because there should be we see few cases, but still since it's certified, so you come back to us if you have any issues with the power supply of the original. But anyway, I think the improvement to the Meanwhile power should be a great thing for everyone if they buy from now on. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tripod Garage says heard many people getting Meanwhiles in their Ender 5 Pluses now. So that's awesome. I love to see that. I know it's one of the videos that I did was upgrading to a Meanwhile power supply, and like we were talking about earlier with some of the other upgrades, it's going to be great to get one and not have to do an upgrade, even though I love doing that stuff. I love tinkering, but it's cool to have it when it comes from the factory. And let's see. I'm looking here anymore. So we did have another. I think I see this question almost every time you guys are live, and it's will Creality ever move away from the V wheels and use rails or linear bearings instead? That's from Greg at Greg's Maker Corner, and And I'm not sure if Greg's ever asked that question, but I see it every time you're live.
Oh, so sorry, I kind of maybe not fully understand. It's about linear race structure.
Yeah, wondering if you go away from the wheels and use linear rails.
So I'm not messing around with this Ender 6 printer. Does this Ender 6 printer? Sorry, I ask ourselves that is a linear ray system.
Actually, it is vapor profiles.
Still vapor profile. Okay, yes. So yeah, I think temporarily we do not have any. I think further. I think the product coming out soon with linear race, but actually, I think last time with Creality Fabrication, that a very great guy, and with his channel, he do a research of a comparison of the linear ray and also normal ray structure, V star structure, but he found out that is no big difference. But still, some customers they just change to that, and but temporarily we do not. Since we also doing our research in R&D, I could not speak 100% for the R&D, but temporarily we don't have that structure coming out. But I know a lot of people still want to, why we do not make the linear ray structure in the Ender 5 series. So
yeah,
they changed themselves. So yeah, also some people in the Ender 3 even changed to the linear ray. So
yeah, Greg says they're pretty similar. It's just the maintenance of the wheels for sure. How about Garrett? Do you have anything with linear rails, or it's all V slot?
Other than the Prusa, I have a Prusa Mark III, so it does have the linear rails on it. So, and I really don't see that big of I don't see it that big of a difference, but that's just me.
Someone saw the cat. Oh. Someone just said, what's up with the cats? I'm looking around because my cats were sitting right here. You know, it's funny. Ben said that. He's like, where are you at today? I am actually in my office here because I got home super late from work and I was not able to get out to the studio and get set up because I was actually filming. I'm not set up for a live stream out there right now. And so I was like, all right, I did this on Monday too, because it was super hot in the studio in the garage there. But so I'm sitting here and it's funny because this half of the room is my area, right? And the back half is my wife's area. But when I'm sitting in this area with a camera, all you see is her area.
I'm in the same situation, Jim. This is my wife's area back here. It's not mine, so
we wouldn't be able to tell it because you have cool stuff like paint and
she's got all this glitter stuff back here. So
I have cats and unicorns and I mean not that that's not cool. It's just not my usual background. I love it. Enclosed. Oh, here you go. Any plans on an enclosed high temp printer in the future?
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Where we go?
I just
there we
realized,
go. Well, you guys have the Ender 6 coming, which is enclosed, right?
Ender 6. Yes, actually, we are having the Ender 6 with the plates on the four sides of the printer, and we are also having the transparent door. So actually, on the four sides of the Ender 6, there will be the plates, and on the top of the Ender 6, there will be a top cover for the Ender 6, but the top cover is optional. So actually, if people want that, they have to pay some extra money.
Got it.
I know. I just remembered that some people is saying that in our live show they are having a lot of interest in self-designing the top cover of the Ender 6. I think that will be a really interesting for people to do that.
Yeah, that will be cool. I know Michael over at Teaching Tech, he did that enclosure on his Ender 5. And that was a really cool video. I think it was a series of videos, actually. If you ever look up Teaching Tech, Michael Laws over there does a great job for you guys and for all of us for printing. And he made a really cool enclosure on his Ender 5. I really like that one.
Wow, that is very cool.
I think I missed the question. Now I know about enclosure. You mean so for a bigger size? I think it's a. Yeah, we already see so many customers that build them with IKEA desks. So
I have a lac enclosure downstairs actually.
But I've got my
Yeah.
right now.
First, well, not the first thing. One of the first things I did when I got my first Ender 3, my wife
Yeah.
wanted it filtered and quieter, so I found myself actually 3 lac tables, and I made a big tall lac enclosure with filters and all that stuff. And now I don't use it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
So-
a bigger enclosure in the garage. That's why. But
Yeah.
I wish I had
So-
room in here. It would be perfect right here, right next to me. But I don't have room right now.
Yeah. So, but on behalf of company, we're making this enclosure, we took it serious because it's the purpose is to, the main purpose. When people talk about it, they're talking about printing. But when we sell it, people will asking the safety thing as a first stuff. So. We have 2, I think one for Ender series, one for CR series, but still that people, I think I read a post that people in the last year they receive it and just take a piece off and they burn with the light. So sorry, a fire. I think yes. They say if they're really a fire protected. So, but anyway, yeah.
I think that was Josh from Alien 3D. He's in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. But yeah, he burnt. He tried to light yours on fire, and he tried to light the Wham Bam one on fire too.
Yeah.
So the Happy Extruder says that at Creality, I have the Ender 5, and I see the Ender 6 looks amazing. But will you consider adding 4 smooth rods and 2 lead screws to the Ender 6 to make it more stable?
Actually, about the Ender 6, we only have the single Z-axis, so that is the single Z-axis. But based on our test, the Ender 6 is already stable enough to be run for the printing. Recently, we already got some test the printing live stream on our Creality live show, and we did the 3 different print speed for the Ender 6, and it already works very well. So actually, if people want that kind of improvements, we can feedback to our R&D department.
Nice.
Yeah.
So right now it's single Z. It's single Z right now, right?
Yeah, it's single Z-axis.
I tell you what, hey Ben, can you put that link that you just did in the private chat of StreamYards, and I'll post it for everybody.
Oh. Cool. Okay.
For the enclosure there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Perfect. And then but I we were talking a little bit about the Ender 5 Garret before the show, and that was, some people say that they don't like the cantilever, right? The front of the bed could get saggy. I've never seen that, and I printed pretty good sized things on there. Some people have. I can't say that they haven't, because some people say they have. Now, what I did was I printed those printable arms, and I put them underneath for more stability, because people love printable upgrades, right? So I made a video on that, and I used those printable arms, and I put them on backwards, and people called me out on it, and because they had them backwards, but they work really good, and I never saw that issue, but some people have, and some I can't discredit that. The Ender 5 Plus has dual Z and 4 smooth rods, I believe, and I haven't seen an issue with that either, but. I think if the bed was bigger, say it was Ender 5 Plus size, and you had only a single Z with that cantilever, I think then you'd have some issues, because it's a really heavy bed, that bigger Ender 5 Plus is. Let's see. David Wilson, he has 5 easy boards. Woo! I only have 2, man. You got me beat. Let's see. Looking here, upgrade kit for that kind of thing. Yeah, there's definitely. I think they sell most of the upgrade stuff on the Creality website. I can I remember, I can put together like a little thing that shows all the links or whatever. But they're out there. So you use the CR10 mostly, or for your bigger prints, right?
Yeah, for the bigger prints. I had been using the Mark III, the Prusa, for a while until I had what I like to call the incident happened. So I actually let a print go, walked away from it, came back the next day, and I had the dreaded blob on the front end. Yeah, it was a nightmare because it pulled out the thermistor. It did all kinds of wacky stuff to it. And
I heard that's a nightmare on the Prusas too.
It is, because I had to dismantle the thing, and I actually went ahead and did the upgrade because I had just the standard Mark III, and I didn't have the Mark III S, so I went ahead and printed the parts for the S. And there were some improvements with that, but I went ahead and bought I think it was an E3D hot end. I went ahead and bought a newer hot end, a little bit better hot end, and it works a lot better. And I try to keep an eye on it now. It's on my channel. I've got this big alien face hugger, and that's what brought it down. So yeah,
oh no,
it was the face hugger that brought the Prusa down. So it's kind of fitting, because it was all, the blob was all around the hot end and kind of tore it up. But yeah.
That's funny. So Henry says, at Creality, can you buy extra nozzle kits after the Kickstarter is over? They forgot to order one.
Oh yes, actually, in the survey we already add all the add-ons in the survey. So actually, if people want that, they can add the add-ons in the survey. So if they already finished the survey, but we will also have that kind of add-ons available after
cool.
Yeah.
Very awesome. And 3D Printing Llama has a really good question that I think a lot of us actually had, and so I'm going to throw it up there. He says, "What makes one printer a CR, like the CR6 SE, and the other one an Ender?"
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can help us if you can. Can you help us with that?
Yeah, I think I will say here that I'm too young to answer this. So I'm both adult, but I think we could invite not our Jack Chen, our boss, the big boss, but anyway we invite Michael Tang, our lead of R&D. He maybe will have, I don't know, next week or something, but we invite him and answer you why is CR or Ender is a mystery for me also. So.
Well, they're kind of in the same class, right? I think that's what 3D Printer Llama is asking, because they're kind of similar printers in the same size class. So ask him. Maybe next time we talk, you'll have an answer, and maybe he won't fire you. So no, that's funny. That was a good one. That you're too young to answer that. That was a good joke. Henry says he regrets not kickstarting the 6. Happy extruder, Ben, it's a secret. So here's another. I don't know if you can answer this, and if you can't, I totally understand, right? So just say I can't answer this. Why did Creality choose Kickstarter instead of doing a pre-order? You know what I mean? So in my eyes, and I totally, to me, it doesn't really matter, because to me, I think the Kickstarter was a pre-order for you guys. Oh, I hit my microphone. And it was kind of like a really big pre-order, right? But maybe you guys, I know some people had that question, and maybe you guys can answer it. If you can't, totally understand.
I think maybe Adela can answer first, then I will,
actually, that the Kickstarter is really a great platform for the makers, for the users to get in touch with the Creality, and the makers can share their opinions and suggestions on the Kickstarter page. So they can leave their comments, they can leave their opinions on the Kickstarter page, and we can see that. But if we only have the pre-order, with that kind of customer and company communication is not that active. So that's why we choose the Kickstarter platform. So the users, so the users that want the printer can directly told us the suggestions and their opinions to us, and we can take their suggestions into consideration, and we can also make some improvements and upgrades for the machine during the product R&D process, and we can also do the yes, we can also do kind of a lot of stuff during the process of the campaign.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, if I could say one thing is that from company, I think we want to reach more people.
Yes.
Since we could do pre-order, but it's still the customers who know us.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think the mainly purpose is about that. Then they have many other factors that, like Adela said, receive feedback like any other. But also, I think she mentioned that I think this is also a good way to push the company, because usually we have advice or suggestions from so many channels. You could maybe just feedback to the store you buy from, or your page, or the reseller, or so many channels. We get this part, and people will gather together. We company now grow big, and they go in so many process, and then they usually go into numbers. So it's got like 0.1% people like this. So 0.1% people or 1% like this. So they will, I think, some good, great advice or suggestions that will just maybe we are not, sometimes we're really not taking, and sometimes they just going down and fade away. But from this Kickstarter, I think from my part of, I now a main job is feedback. So anyway, I think it's really directly like every people saying this, and when they mention even some few people, the company will truly directly face this and give you some feedback. And in this, because it's a really public place compared to our store or our site or even the platform is also that store. So I think this is a really good way to push company. I know my responsibility now is kind of sometimes is took your advice, maybe you send already, and push it even harder to company to implement. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah, that was a great question.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that was definitely a great question. A lot of us were thinking it, so I'm glad you guys could answer, and very good answer. Like 3D Print Llama said, that actually makes sense. So two more questions. Actually, I had one just text to me, and a good friend of mine named Steve. It's all his fault that I bought my first Ender 3, my first 3D printer. He has one. He's had one longer than me, and then he got me into this. So all of this, my whole channel, everything, I blame it on Steve if he's watching. But he asked, what was up with the optical sensor that was offered as the bonus stretch goal on Kickstarter? He backed your Kickstarter for the CR6 SE, and he was just curious about that optical sensor.
Optical sensor?
Yeah, I think there was I have to open the tab here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, almost at the ending of the campaign, we did kind of like a bonus activity, so that actually people shared our Kickstarter project on the social media, so that people can get the free optical sensor as a gift, as a bonus stretch goal. So that almost yes.
What will it do? What does it do? What does the optical sensor do?
What that is, that does it do? Actually, the optical sensor is placed here on the y-axis, and also for the filament sensor, that is to detect whether the filament is running out or not.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Very cool. So did it work? Did people get it?
Yes, people get it. Yeah, we visit a lot of emails, and I think if that's possible, we can give each backer one optical sensor. Yeah, we are considering to do that. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And I know we had. I'm looking at trying to find this other question. Someone, where was it? I just saw another question, and it was another really good one. Oh. Will there we go. Will the board for the Ender 3 V2 be available for purchase separately after the Ender 3 V2 is released, I'm assuming. Kind of like what you guys do with your other boards, right?
Yeah, it takes some time, but should be later. Yeah.
Cool. Spare parts. I see. Someone says it was spare parts. It was a spare optical sensor. Got it. Now I know. Nice. Well, yeah. I mean, I know I don't know how long you guys want to go. I guess I should have asked that in the beginning, but we can keep rolling. I love it. We got some really great questions. We have some awesome people in the audience. But I got to ask Garret now. The resin printing guru, right?
You put me on the spot, Jim.
Yeah. So what is your setting? No, I'm just joking. So you're printing with with a couple of the other models, and they're very similar to the Creality. I know you don't have the Creality LD002R, right? But you have some that are very similar. Do you think it's a good thing that some of these printers are very similar? I think the screens are interchangeable on some of them and stuff like that. In your opinion, because you do a lot more resin than I do, right? Do you think it's a good thing for the community? I keep hitting my microphone. As a whole, that these parts are similar.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a really good question. I mean, I like the fact that I know between Anycubic and Elegoo, the LCD screen is or the RGB LCD screen is interchangeable between the two, and I think from a replacement perspective, I mean, I think it's a good thing because it's usually those boards are really inexpensive, and there have been some issues with the RGB boards having the like I guess they call them the black holes of death in the prints. And it's caused by dead pixels, and right. It's a lot of it's caused by heat of the resin. So resin it's kind of new technology, especially with the DLP resin printing. So a lot of this stuff, the people that put hours and hours, hundreds of hours on their printers, some of these issues are starting to pop up, and a lot of the manufacturers didn't realize, hey, this was going to be an issue. So I think resin printing as a whole is evolving, just kind of almost like FDM printing, did. It's like, you have a big user base, and everyone are using it. There's thousands of people that are using this, and they're coming back with questions to the company, and they're telling them what the issues are, and the companies are coming back and they're addressing that. So, and I think that's overall, I think it's really good. Because it's not just, and I see some companies that are, I'm not at liberty to say which ones aren't listening, but, the companies that are listening to the users tend to be more successful. And, I know Creality is one that, and like I said, I've had, the Ender 2 way back when, and, I have a lot of Creality products, and it just seems like they listen. If the companies that listen to the community tend to be more successful than the others, and I've noticed that. Like I said, with the resin printers, I've got one in particular that didn't really listen to the community, and they're suffering because of it.
Right, I definitely agree, and one thing I really I can definitely agree with you on the people listening to the community, especially the manufacturers. I don't know, maybe I'm not seeing them, but I don't know any other company that reaches out to us and says, hey, you guys want to do a stream? Let's talk about printers. We'll answer questions for you. And you guys are, Creality, you guys are really open about that. I don't know any other companies that's doing that right now. At least for me, I mean, no other company, whether it be, Elegoo or any of them, has said, hey, let's do a stream like this and let's answer questions, because I think sometimes they don't want to answer those questions. But like you said, it's really cool that Creality listens and goes on these streams, because if you look at their channel, they do several streams a week. They just had a girl power stream, which was really cool. I think that was yesterday morning or 2 days ago. In my baby brain, I can't remember what day it was, but recently they just had the girl power stream, and that was awesome. And everybody out there's probably going, man, Jim is really into Creality, but it's true though. It's really true that they really do. Oh, they might be frozen.
Uh-oh.
Are you guys frozen up there?
They're not moving, Jim.
I think they're frozen. I was thinking like something silly there. But yeah, I mean, they really do. And I think it's cool for all of us. You know, it's cool for, you know, content creators. It's really cool for, you know, customers and that. Let's see. Good question. Since the backers get 32 option, will they have an option if they didn't back it? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Creality, we lost them, but they'll be back, I think. Hopefully they'll be back. Jerry from 3D Printing and Paintings in the house. How you doing, Jerry? I didn't see if you popped in earlier. Resin scares me. Difficult. It seems difficult with a lot of problems, David Wilson says. You know, David, I thought that at first. And if all you got to do is jump on Garrett's channel, start from the beginning, and go through his stuff. And there's a lot of other guys out there, but Garret does such a good job. And a lot of us have learned a lot from Garret as far as the resin part. I got to tell you, I didn't put the video out yet, but I am loving the Anycubic wash and cure station so far. I'm loving it. Oh, Ben just texted me and he said we dropped.
Uh-oh.
I'll ask him if he's coming back. We dropped, so you continue VPN issue. Okay.
Uh-oh. You know, and that's really a good question. I mean, I understand folks' concerns about resin. You know, initially when I started resin printing, a lot of the resins that were out there was just super stinky, and it pretty much drove my family nuts. And I tell you, the resin manufacturers like Tech and some of the others have come out with resins that have very little odor, and I've just been shocked. You know, and I've gotten a lot of test resins in, and you compare those to the ones even from a year ago, and it's like night and day. And it's either little to no odor, and the quality of the resin it doesn't seem as, I don't know if you can say it doesn't smell as toxic, but you know, I mean, I've just seen that it's just they've made advances in even in the safety of resin.
Just so we know, Creality Ben is chatting me. They're looking to fix. They had a VPN issue. They just dropped. Everything just dropped where they are. They're going to try to fix it. Not sure if they can join us again, but they said thanks for letting us on, and thank you guys. Thank you guys for, you know, prompting this pretty awesome stream. It's fun to get on and just talk with the community and talk with a company and with Garret about resin printing too. And to your point, Garret, do you still think it's a good idea to have a ventilated room, something that's not, you know, super enclosed, because it could still bother some people, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, I have a dedicated bedroom for my office / resin printing, and it doesn't, you know, I've got a window that you could open and ventilate, but a lot of the newer resin printers either have filters that are on them, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't really, you know, I know some people will go through and ventilate their resin printer, which is fine. I mean, that's
right.
that's their choice, but it doesn't really bother me. And I have a really sensitive nose. You know, I've got, you know, asthma and allergies and all that kind of stuff, and it really doesn't bother me. And like I said, I tend to go with a lot of the low odor resins, like Anycubic resins. I don't use Anycubic resins because they smell horrible. Some of the Elegoo resins, Tech is another good one. And yeah, I tend to stick with those particular ones as kind of my go-to. It's really a good time to get. I saw a question out here. Someone had that if it was a good time to get into resin printing. There's really no better time to get into resin printing right now. Is because it's exploding. I kind of see resin printing kind of like FDM printing was around 2 years ago, where the excitement was starting to build, and especially if you're into printing, you know, if you're into any type of gaming or Dungeons and Dragons, you know, people are used to ordering all these models from Games Workshop, you know, that are costing them, you know, lots of money. But now you've got all these artists out there that are creating these models that you can 3D print yourself. And the quality is just, you know, it's crazy unbelievable. You know, there's flexible resins now, you know, almost like TPU for FDM printing. You know, you can get tenacious Ceratec resin that, you know, you can, where your models don't break, you know, and it's unbelievable. And, you know, you can use an and a lot of people, especially I had to convince my wife, it's like, well, I need a resin printer to go along with my FDM printers. But, you know, if you're into gaming, a lot of people will use their FDM printer to print tiles, you know, or scenery and any of the larger stuff, where they'll take the resin printer to print the figures, anything that needs to be, you know, super fine, detailed, accurate. You know, the resin printers are the way to go. So they work in concert together, just like the laser. So you can, you know, you need all three, right? You need an FDM, a resin, and a laser.
So someone, Joe here says, Garrett started to watch your resin coloration, but came this live presentation. Can you dye transparent PLA with similar dyes?
That may be a question for you there, Jim.
That's a good question. I never thought about doing that. To be honest with you, I don't paint anything either because I don't have the attention span and I shake too much. It'll come out looking like a 5-year-old did it if I did it. And a 5-year-old will probably do it better than me. But, you know, you were saying someone asked about speed here as well. And I think with the monochrome screens coming, man, speed isn't going to be an issue anymore, really.
No, it shaves about a third of the time. You know, a lot of people say, well, why is it's only, you know, it should be half the time, but it saves about around 30 to 33% of the time it shaves off, because you have to take into account the time that the bed raises, or the build plate raises and lowers. And it's not just the exposure time. Because the way, you know, again, the way resin, you know, works is, you know, that layer is exposed for so many seconds, and, you know, it may be 2-second exposure time versus 6 seconds on an Elegoo Mars, but it's the time that the bed has to, the plate has to raise and lower.
Right.
But you know, you can print some amazing things in a short period of time, though. I mean, in 2 or 3 hours, you know, you can, and I print most of my stuff at 50 microns, and you have to get a magnifying glass to see any issues with it. It's pretty stinking amazing.
And Andrew's correct. Like, funny thing is, monochrome is a step back in LCD technology, but it works so well. It's true.
It's true. And, you know, a lot of those, that's really a great question too, because a lot of the RGB monitors or the RGB LCD screens that are used in the beginning for a lot of these resin printers were actually old cell phone screens. That's some trivia there. So those were surplus cell phone screens that they actually used for those.
Nice.
But yeah, it is a step back, and it's a lot more expensive to use these monochrome screens. But using black and white versus the RGB, because either it's the I'm trying to remember what channel it is. I think it's it's either the red or the blue channel that it absorbs UV. So it's only one of those channels that actually will expose the resin. So a lot of it's just wasted energy. So if you take a straight monochrome screen, you know, it's all light, baby. You know, I mean, it's all going to expose it in a third of the time that it does with a straight RGB LCD screen.
I think it's awesome that they use the old screen myself.
Oh yeah.
So the Island Engineer says, I really wanted to get the LD002R, kind of on the fence. You know, if you ask me if it's the one to get to start, that's such a hard question right now. I like mine a lot, but it's super easy to use, right? But there's so many out there right now. And don't get me wrong, I'd love for you to hit my video about the Creality LZ002R, use my affiliate link and buy it. But at the same time, like tomorrow morning, what is it? Elegoo is having another 2,000, 3,000
units, 2,000, 3,000 units.
And
Yeah.
I know it's going to be something like $400, and then if you're in the US, it's another $100 for shipping,
Yeah,
right?
shipping. Yeah,
So it's like
$500.
$500. But how big is that screen?
Yeah, it's about like
Yeah.
6 inch. Yeah, it's a mid-sized printer for sure, and it's cheap for that price. I mean, it's gonna be a good size.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I think, you know, like you said, for that price, there's nothing that's near that big. I know Anycubic, was it Anycubic that was going to talk about like the Pro or something like that? That was a bigger one too, but I haven't seen anything about that. Have you?
No. Any cubic, you know, they're one of those companies that I started with a Photon. That was my first resin printer, and you know, then the Elegoo Mars came out, and then everything just kind of went south for Anycubic. You know, they started doing some proprietary extensions on some of their file types,
right?
And
with the S, right?
It really soured the community, and the community screamed at them, and they didn't listen, and things got worse, and it just kind of went downhill. And Elegoo just kind of took over. But now I've got a Frozen Sonic Mini, and oh, I love that printer.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's awesome, and it's that monochrome screen. But you know, everyone's coming out with a monochrome screen. You know, you've got. I know Frozen. I was contacted by them. Frozen is their Transform. They've got a new unit coming out. The Phenom. I mean, some of the other manufacturers. Everyone's going to monochrome, so it's going to be really cool.
That is going to be awesome. It's going to be an interesting market this year.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Let's see, Garrett, have you printed any resin lithophanes? If yes, what orientation?
Up and down. Actually, I printed both. I've printed some up and down, and I printed some flat on the build plate. And I really can't tell the difference between the two. I mean, it doesn't take as long, of course, when you print it flat, you know, because you're only dealing with so many layers. But if I've done both, and they all look great.
Very good, Jerry. I appreciate that. It's quiet right now, so I'm not sure if that means he's sleeping or she's hiding upstairs so she doesn't bother the stream. I'm not sure. I probably should be worried if it's quiet, right? Let's see. Andrew S. says, it goes to show how things like SLA catch on. The terrible spark maker to Elegoo. It's amazing. What will be next? Man, I can't agree on the spark maker more. I literally had a full video and sent the machine back and never released a video. Mostly because they wouldn't give me any service. Like, it wouldn't help.
Yeah.
But hey, it happens. It happens. I've never sent a machine back like that before. I was like, nope, it's going back. You can have it. I don't want to do a video. It's just, it wasn't fair to anyone. My issue, actually, I think I talked to you about this. My issue was after every single print, the bottom of the vat would be like it was curing. It was like sludge. And I'd clean it all out and start over, and I'd do another print, like, same thing every time. And I don't know if the screen was just going out or something like that.
It sounds like bleed. It sounds like light bleed. So you're getting some UV light bleed in there, and it was just
probably. And it was brand new. I reached out to them, and they weren't interested in helping, so I sent it back.
That's a shame.
It happens. Yeah. It happens. Yeah. Besides, it wasn't probably one that I was going to use all the time anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But I know you said you liked yours. I mean, it wasn't the best printer in the world, right? But
it's probably my least favorite. I mean, it was okay, but I never had issues with the sludge or anything. But yeah, it's sitting on a shelf in there. So I mean, that shows you how much I use it. It's probably got an inch of dust on it, but.
Just so you know, Ben said, thank you for taking the time to be on the stream tonight too. He chatted me real quick. So yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, any other questions? I don't know what time we got. About 10:09 our time. I remember now you're in my time zone. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, if any of the folks here are interested in winning one of the
yes.
I've actually got an Elegoo Mars, brand new, still in the box, that I'm giving away. So yeah, I'm gonna
I know a guy that doesn't have one.
Is his name Jim?
Maybe. Anyways, let me do this. I'm jumping into your channel real quick. I'm gonna push out that link.
I think it's a Gleam link.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Got to get to your. There we go. So I think, man, perfect print in 5 minutes. All right, let me look here. Did you put it up? Did you put a link in the newest video?
I think so.
Did you?
Somewhere about maybe halfway down in the description.
Oh, enter to win. Perfect. Got it. Nailed it. So if you guys are out there watching, I'm going to post it here. It should post it everywhere. I'm not sure if it'll post it online to Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, if you go to 3D Print Farm on YouTube, look on the newest video that he put out, which is an awesome video. You need to watch it anyway. It's the second link down. Enter to win an Elegoo Mars. So go to the description and you'll find it, because I don't know if the link I just posted actually went to Facebook or not. So if it did, great. If not, it's out there for everyone else on the stream here too. Ben Stanley said he entered. Can he have it? Llama says, I don't have one. I need one. Give it to me. That's funny. Eccentric Nut. What? Everybody's saying, can they have it? Yes. Go to Garrett's channel, become a subscriber, and enter to win.
Enter to win.
There you go. Ben Stanley asked if where was he at? If I got the Ender 3 V2. I have not officially got the Ender 3 V2. It may or may not be on its way soon, but I've not got it. I see Chet put out a video tonight. Let me look here. I think that was tonight. Yeah. Chet just put out a video tonight on the Ender 3 V2. So that was his Friday video for Filament Friday, a 32-bit Ender 3 V2 4 hours ago. So I'm going to have to watch that. But yeah, I Tripod Garage. Sorry, everybody, I won. I would love to review the Saturn as well. I need to get a good Elegoo person too. I know I talked about Anycubic recently, but I never even thought about that. I was like, oh yeah, Elegoo has a giant. What am I thinking? But cool. Well, Knack's in the house. Hey, Carl is in the house from Knack 3 Designs. And if you have not seen Carl's social media recently, he has I think it's the CR30, the belt printer from Creality. He has one. Maybe you can comment, or maybe you can't. I'm not sure if you can officially comment or not, because I know you're doing some R&D and testing on it. But how's it going? How's that printer going, Carl? I gotta ask. Everyone knows you have it, right? Garrett, Andrew S says, is that US only?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, US only.
Got it. Visited and subbed. Good luck. Good luck, me.
Thanks, Marcus.
I love it. I'm waiting for Carl. I'm eagerly waiting for Carl to respond, because to my knowledge, he's one of the only people that has one. But I mean, like, he should, because he has the White Knight. What was that? That was the craziest sound. Just why my window's open right here. I have no idea what that sound was. Anyways, he has the White Knight and the Squire, both belt printers that he built. So
Nice.
Oh, let's see. Oh, not in the US, he says. We all know Carl has one. Yes. Hey, Mike, here's your shirt. Never let the machines win. He's in the house. Had some issues with shipping damage. I think I got them all repaired. Texting so far, it looks to be very promising printer. Awesome. Ooh, that's the one I want. I think we all want a belt printer, and I think it's probably Carl's fault that most of us want the belt printer. When I was at IRF this past year, I got to hold the giant sword he printed. I have a picture of myself like it was so awesome because he printed it in 2 halves and he put the 2 halves together, 2 full halves. Oh man. But he said it, yes. A belt printer is what we all want. Amen. Let's see. Some backers have received survey for CRSC. We'll send out to all backers soon. Thanks. Nice. Old curmudgeon's out of here. See you later, old curmudgeon. There we go. Team Orange shirt. But cool. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I know we didn't even talk time before this, but I know I'm not sure. I should ask her. Now I hear Lindsay in the background. But I'm sure it's time for me to take over baby. I was way late from work today. And then after work, I only had him for a little bit and he fell asleep, which was amazing because I jumped on the stream, but I haven't been back to help since. So it's probably my baby time. Here you go. Carl says testing going so far. So wow, if I could talk, going well so far. Nice. I'm pumped for that one. That one, it's going to be interesting on price range, because I have no idea what they're going to do. But I think a lot of people are waiting for a good belt printer. Can you imagine just dropping stuff all day? Like, hey, I have Murph coming up. I need to print maker coins. And I take that from Carl because I watched him do that at Murph last year. But just like put a basket underneath and just let him go.
Mm-hmm.
A 5-pound spool right above it and just let it fly. Oh man, what's the best stuff to clean your bed?
Spray glass cleaner. Seriously, I use it on my FDM printers too.
You do?
Sprayway glass cleaner. I literally use it on resin and my 3D FDM printers because it has an ethyl alcohol in it. So you've got your alcohol and it smells nice. And I use it on all my FDM printers. And I don't work for Sprayway. It's cheap.
Right. Yeah. And it's called Spray Away, right? Like
Sprayway.
Oh, Sprayway.
Sprayway. It's like $2 at Walmart. It's like
Walmart, right?
You pick it up where the Windex is, and it's in an aerosol can. And
Sprayway glass cleaner. All your videos show it. I need to go buy some. Now.
You need to buy a can of it, and I'd like to see I want you to test it out and see how it cleans your.
I shoot it right into the resin, and it makes everything better.
Exactly, it makes everything.
No, good. That would definitely work for your bed. IPA works great for your bed. If you're using, depending on what bed you're using, soap and water works great for your FDM bed.
Just don't put it in the tub and scrub it. No.
Yeah.
Do that.
Nope. What is she doing? This is the weirdest sounds going on. I'm not sure what is happening right now.
I see Dr. Jekyll had a question up there about the biggest advancement in 3D printing. I don't know if I'm privy to say this, but I won't mention the company's name, but I was offered one of these printers that print in metal. So it's one of these, it was an FDM printer. It prints the model in a raw metal state. It's with like a powdered metal, but it has to be centered. It has to be and I don't. And it was like one of those things where I really couldn't do a review on it because I don't have this vacuum kiln, to be able to do all this. But I mean, to be able to 3D print functional parts from metal, it blows my mind. And
yes.
From a consumer level, to be able to do stuff like that is just amazing.
I agree. I think it would be amazing. But I think they were actually, someone out there had a filament you could do that you could print and then send it in to get it centered. It wasn't cheap, but I think it all came, in the filament you brought. Let's see. The glass cleaner we used when I used to work at school during the summer, like in the 70s. They're still making it.
It was made back in the 20s. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
This is pretty way.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. And we had a lot of great comments out there. Carl was saying a good belt printer that does not cost 10K. Yes, that's what we all need. Good morning from Germany. It's the cats. What's up, all? So I think I am going to bail. I think I'm going to go take over for baby. I'm not sure if he's awake or not, but I just want to make sure my wife gets a break. She had him all day and primarily all night because we've been on for a little while. But I know Dan DB3D is going to do a community chat after this. So if anybody's interested in going to check that out for a little while, check out, let me do this. So DB3D_Dan, check out his channel. I believe they're going to do a community chat. He just, texted me and asked me if I wanted to join. If the baby is sleeping, I might do that, Dan. I'll let you know. I do have a wedding. My first wedding of the year actually didn't cancel. Well, it's my first one that didn't cancel, I should say. It's tomorrow. So I got to get ready, and I haven't created the playlist or anything, for that. But I don't know if you know, we own an entertainment business. So I do wedding DJ and music and all that stuff. But yeah, we have one tomorrow that actually did not cancel. So I got to get ready for that. So I'm not sure how late I'll be up because I need some sleep. I took the all-nighter last night. So, but yeah, check out DB3D. Yeah. Well, luckily, he slept really good until like 3 a.m. I think I got him to bed at 10:45, and he slept till like 3, which is amazing. And then I wanted Lindsay to make sure she got some good sleep because it was a long day. He was not a happy camper yesterday. So I just took him, and it happens, right? So we do a really good trade-off. We work great together, and which is awesome. Let's see. 3D printing bacon would be the greatest development in tech.
Yes.
Hands down. Chris Riley did that cheese printer. That was pretty funny. I'm not a cheese fan, but
the chocolate printers before.
The chocolate printers are great, yes. But yeah, I think right. But yeah, jump over to DB3D_Dan's channel and check out the community chat that he's gonna do. Otherwise, thank you so much, Garrett. I appreciate you come on again this week, second time this week.
Awesome.
And we should do it more. This is fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. And thank you so much to Creality for coming on. I really appreciate you guys joining us as well. I know you guys had to drop out earlier. You had a little bit of VPN issues. But thank you. Let me just check something here. I want to make sure I get her name right because it was Ben. And do you remember?
Was it Elena or
Oh man,
killing me.
I'm going right now. I want to make sure I said
Alita?
This right. Oh, now we're in trouble. See?
Oh, I know it.
We're in big trouble. I know I tweeted it.
She's yelling at the screen now.
You probably, yeah. They're yelling at me in the background, and they're probably going to correct me quick. But I just want to make sure I say the right name before. From
Adela.
There we go.
Okay.
Got it. I found it. Yeah, Adela. Thank you so much, Ben and Adela, for coming on. We really appreciate. There we go. Everybody in the chat's blowing us up now. Thank you guys. But we definitely appreciate the community chat. We definitely appreciate you guys answering questions because we threw some ones out there that were probably a little bit uncomfortable. But you guys did a great job answering, and the answers were great. So hit that like button. Don't forget, if you have not checked out Garrett's channel over at 3D Print Farm, do that because I just went way out of focus. I don't know if you just saw that, but yeah, I'm using this old Logitech in this room, and I don't know what just happened. But check out the 3D Print Farm channel. The video he put out today, it was awesome. You got to check it out. I mean, you'll love it. Not only that, but a couple videos back, you'll see a green Hulk on a coaster. It's a laser video. Phenomenal. We did a whole talk about that on Monday. So, but thank you for coming, Garrett. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Everybody else in the channel, thank you guys for coming out. I know you've been out twice this week now, and we definitely appreciate hanging out with us on a Friday night. You got a lot of stuff out there that you could be doing. But what else? Hang out right there, Garrett. I'll be right back with you. And let me just make sure I got my little outro going. Everybody else, thank you guys. Have a great night.
Great night.